You do not need validation or confirmation from your reflection. That's the last place you want to get your validation or confirmation about anything. Yesterday, I want to share a story with you, very powerful, that happened in the last 48 hours. Yesterday, I made a video on my YouTube channel. It's a long form video, and I talked about how the knowing, right, who you are, I am, that is the knowing, that is your evidence. You are the evidence. I am the knowing. I am the evidence in my reality. And I talked about that much more in detail there if you want to go watch it. And I talk about, and I gave some examples, but I also talked about my personal story, how when I first started my YouTube channel, I was still a psychotherapist and I was doing both. I was like doing the YouTube channel and learning about law of attraction, law of assumption, and all these different metaphysical books, and reading quantum mechanics and quantum physics. I was reading all this stuff while I was still seeing my clients in private practice. And when I decided to go all into the coaching, it's like, that's amazing. But then I came across a lot of content creators that had like hundreds of thousands of followers, subscribers, and they were just like the power coaches, let's call them, all right? They're people that I looked up to. They're people that I felt like I needed to go to for their validation. They're people that I thought that I needed their approval because they had manifested like so many amazing things, and they had so many subscribers, and they had like so knowledgeable, and they had read so many books, and they had all these spiritual awakening moments and like all kinds of weird shit that they had happened. And I felt very small. I felt very small when I compared myself to them, and I did. Yet I kept making my content on my own channel. And time went by and I started realizing, wait, I am a wonderful coach. I'm a wonderful creator, but I was still feeling the insecurity and feeling like I was not good enough. Like I was not enough to make videos without, I call them mom and dad's approval of other coaches. So I felt like I needed to collaborate with other coaches. I felt like I needed their approval. I felt like I needed them to see me so that I could feel like I'm powerful because I had somebody on my team. I used to feel like that. And then I remember very distinctly, it happened gradually over time, but then distinctly I remember making the decision, Rose, you must go all in on yourself. You must go all in on yourself without the approval or validation of anyone. No teacher, no peer, no friend, no loved one, no one. Like, even if no one believes in me, even if no one validates what I'm saying, even if no one confirms what I speak of, the truth that I speak of on my content, you must choose yourself and go all in on yourself, even if that means you stand alone in a seeming room with no one else. And then I thought, well, that's so funny, because all those people, all those coaches, all those teachers that I thought I needed, I never needed them. I never needed them. Why? Because they're me. They're all my reflection. So that's what I talked about in that video. And yesterday it felt like a little uncomfortable to expose myself that way, right? And then, but it was exciting at the same time, because I thought the Rosey life is not just about telling people what to do and how to do it, telling people how they should think, how they should manifest it. The Rosey life is about me sharing my life, sharing these things, not just by talking about it and teaching it, but actually sharing the fun, the fashion, the good times, the struggles, whatever. That's what it's about. So I shared that video yesterday, and that for me, I said, this is me cracking myself open and going all in on me, despite if anyone disagrees with me or agrees with me or not. I don't need the validation of clients or peers or teachers or books, dead and alive, to agree with me. After all, I am source and there is no other. Those others that I was going to were just my reflections of my own fears, my own doubts, my own insecurities. So I make that video. And I thought, this is it. This is I'm standing in my own power and declaring myself as source of my reality, and I don't need anyone to approve of it. And I say those things in the video. Fast forward to today, someone reached out to me and said there's another coach on this platform, TikTok, that was trying to talk shit about me in a live and accused me of blocking them, which is funny because I didn't. I unfollowed many coaches, but that was nothing, had nothing to do with them. It was about me focusing on myself after my decision. I don't need anyone's permission to make a decision. But the accusation was that I blocked them and that it was a mutual block and that I was jealous because of a friendship they have with some other coach. And I'm not friends with any of these coaches. I talk to people. I talk to different coaches that many of you might know, but I don't have like these buddy friendships with them. I have my own friends outside of this. And I thought that was so perfect. I said, I have to share this. I have to share this story because this person, she did me a favor. She helped me double down on my decision on the video that I literally just posted yesterday about me not needing anyone's approval or validation. And then I hear this literally the next day, and I laughed, and I thought, at first I was just like, oh my God, why am I not bothered by this? Because that's not who I am anymore. The old me, I would have been hurt. I would have been like, what the fuck? Me. Like, oh my God. And I was not bothered. I paused and I was like, that's so weird because this is misinformation what this person is saying about me. And I could have come up with all kinds of like, well, why didn't they reach out to me? Blah, blah, blah. I didn't even go there. Like I had those brief thoughts, but then I immediately told the person who reached out and shared this with me, I said, look, I said, sit on the throne with me right now. I said, let's look at how this is a reflection of me. This coach trying to talk shit about me. Let's look at how this is a reflection of me because she's my reflection. I'm not in her reality. She's in mine. Okay, so what is this saying about me? It's saying what I literally just said on a long video yesterday, that I was someone that needed validation, that needed approval. I was someone that needed it, but I no longer am. So it's not a coincidence that this happened literally the next day after I put that video up and I shared a decision that I made publicly. And I thought, this is why I teach the way that I do. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit. I immediately took accountability. I said, that person, I made her do that. I made her talk like that. Why? Because that's how I saw myself. Someone that needed approval. Someone that needed permission to be accepted and liked. I don't need it. I don't need anyone or anything because I am everything. I am everyone. And that's what I wanted to share with you all. I hope you see yourself in this in some way. There's nothing to take personal. There's only for you to sit back on your throne and see, what is this showing me? What did I assume? That's it.